Oh, yeah, if you're watching KVJ TV, you can just see how hard Jaybird is. I don't mean that kind of hard. I mean, like, like tough.
Not like turned on.
Yeah, no. That'll happen after he gets thrown in jail. Yeah.
I already feel like I've been institutionalized. I already feel like a changed man.
Yeah. Jaybird got on his orange jumpsuit. He was served the last hour of our regular show, and he's apparently got to go to court, but he's trying to blow him off, and if he blows him off, they're going to put a warrant out for his arrest. He's going to wind up in jail. And he's worried about having to go to the 9th story of the courthouse for this court thing because, he's so afraid of the heights that'll freak him out. But we just found out that he would be arrested and put onto the 12th story of the jail at Gun Club. So.
I'm hard as fuck till you get me up on the 9th floor.
I was looking back through my phone to see the number you gave the lawyer. I think you gave the lawyer the wrong number.
Oh, no.
I was looking. I think you gave him your old last 4 digits instead of your new one.
It's hard as fuck to remember my phone number.
Damn, so I have to text them again?
Yeah.
I have to call them again? Maybe they'll just say, this guy's a fucking mess. Do not call him in. This guy can't even get his right number. Oh, my God. What a nightmare this has turned into.
Yeah, I still think there's any way you're not going to wind up in jail. So I think the better thing is just to get you ready for jail.
I'm with you, man.
Yeah, I think we just have to go that route because I just don't think this other part's coming together.
You guys got to get me hard as fuck before. Fresh fish needs to come in there. A little stinky fish, if you know what I mean.
It's kind of like that Kevin Hart movie that he did with Will Ferrell.
I don't want to walk in like I'm fresh fish is what I'm saying. I want to walk in like, all right, this motherfucker's been through it before. Don't fuck with his commissary. That's what I'm talking about.
You want them to think that you are a man when in all actuality you're not.
Yeah, no, it's all fake it till you make it.
We need somebody to kind of like walk you through the ropes of, what you need to do, how you need to act, making eye contact, what you say, what do you not say.
Let's say I sit down at lunch right now. This is at the jail. And I sit down just like this.
Yeah.
It's kind of real shifty eye looking around like this.
Yep.
Maybe start talking to my finger. Fuck yeah, motherfucker. To my finger.
Yeah.
Is that the right move?
I got something for you to talk to. Get over here, bitch.
All right, I'm coming. Do you want your dick sucked or do you want me to sit on it?
Why don't you just suck it first?
Then sit on it.
Then sit on it.
Fresh fish is going to be tossed around big time.
Then I got 5 guys I want you to meet.
Could you imagine?
And I don't mean the burger joint.
Could you imagine being in prison and motherfuckers really coming at you saying, no, we're gonna taste you later. You're like, oh shit, this is real.
Those teardrops on your cheek or something else.
Either teardrop.
Dried semen.
I'm going to add 3 drops on the other side.
Yeah, I got some teardrops on my face.
Denny's drew him in with the Sharpie.
They say just go in there like you own the joint. So I just walk right in.
I don't know. That seems like bad advice. Because there are going to be guys that do own the joint, and you come in acting like you own it, you'd be going, you better step off, bitch. I own this place.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit.
All right, 2 things going to happen. I'm going to fuck you, and I'm going to kill you. What happens first?
Please kill me first. Nah. Do I want you to fuck me first? I don't know.
You pick the order.
I say fuck me first. One last ride.
One last ride.
Oh, man, I'm laughing, but on the inside, there's so much anxiety and pain, tears. I do not want to be dealing with this.
Oh, man, yeah.
I thought I gave such a shitty deposition that there's no way they're going to call me back. There's no way.
You went in there and you tanked it, and you thought there's nobody in their right mind that's going to call this guy in.
I didn't tank it on purpose by any means. I just thought that I had tanked it because they're asking me, when can I do it? I was a diva. I can't do it from 6 to 12 in the morning. I can't go on the 9th story. I thought I left the room. You ever leave a room feeling crazy? You can just feel everyone's thoughts saying that he's crazy. That's how I left the deposition.
I bet you get that a lot.
A lot of times in this very room.
Well, okay. Just, wow. Just unfortunate, huh?
I'm going to have to probably text or call that guy again. I know we had a film shoot today. I think I'm going to have to postpone that, guys.
Why don't you just call him and leave him your right number and say, look, just call me and let me know when I have to come do this so I don't go to jail.
Yeah, I think that's about it. We'll see how it goes.
You don't want to get fucked and killed?
No, I really don't. That's all for games that for in here. I would literally cry as they're dragging me into prison. I don't want to go. Please don't touch my butthole.
Please don't touch my butthole. Yeah, boy, that could be rough. All right, well.
Yeah, it's constantly putting out fires.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't happen there. You look good in orange, though.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a nice color.
Thank
yeah.
you.
It's a real
Pretty.
nice color for you.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we got here today. A couple people commenting on some stuff from today's show. One, Christine sent an email. We had talked about if you've got an obese kid, you don't seem to care, and you feed him junk food, don't make him exercise, is that child abuse? She said to say it's child abuse because your child is overweight is ignorant. Yes, there are some lackadaisical parents, but to call it child abuse is just wrong. Some kids are predisposed to weight issues, whether it be genetics or even a medical condition. We all have different metabolisms, and to be so judgmental is just ignorance at its best.
But what happens if you don't have those conditions and you are just, like for me, I don't have those kind of conditions. If I eat junk food and I'm constantly shoving food in my face, I'm going to I'm going to gain some weight. What if you know that your kid doesn't have those issues, but they are getting heavy on the food you're providing them? And I'm not saying that it's child abuse. I'm just saying, does the parent have, at that point, something to be responsible for?
I would say that it's neglectful. And to me, I think you need enlightenment, would be my take on it. And this is my own personal opinion. I hate to ever jump in and tell people how to parent their kids. I always try to avoid those situations. So I'll just give you my thoughts on it. From a kid who grew up, and I was fat as a kid, and got skinny when I became a teenager, and I've, battled weight. And, if you look at my parents, you can see I got an uphill battle when it comes to genetics. I wasn't born with the best genetics.
If your parents are both overweight and they've struggled,
Yes.
your chances of struggling are higher.
Yes. Now, I don't know how much effort they've put into it, but I can tell you, for me, I put a ton of effort into it. I watch what I eat, and like I said, the only realization I've had is that, I had a little bit of ice cream over the weekend, and I had 5 beers over the course of the weekend. And so those are added calories. And my wife got some of that hot pretzel where you dip it in the cheese.
Oh.
3 fouls that I had over the weekend. Those are the 3 bad things that I did. And that's typical of a weekend for me, where I'll probably have those things. I don't go absolutely ape shit, but I will do that. Spread out probably one mistake every day over the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm going, look, I just look at myself now, and it's you just can't do it. It gets harder as you get older. When I was a kid, my parents would have Little Debbies and things like that. And my mom, I was an only child. My mom would be busy doing whatever she would be doing. And I would get bored, go to watch TV, and I would grab some kind of cheese puffs or something like that. And I would sit there. And I've always just had that thing for me, whether it be eating or drinking. I don't turn it off. I just keep going. Same thing. I got to watch myself. That's why I don't drink the hard alcohol anymore, because I just sit there and drink. It's not that I'm trying to get hammered or anything like that. I just keep putting shit in my face, It's just a tendency. I don't know if it's a nervous tick or what it is.
I'm the same way. I'll start eating, and I'm hungry, and then I get full, but I want to continue to keep eating, and I do that a lot. That's a big knock on what I do.
Yeah. So now even when I go out and have beer, I always get beer and a water. And so it's and I try to drink at least 1 water, if not 2 waters for every beer that I drink. That way I don't feel like shit, and then, I'm sitting there continually drinking, but at least I'm actually putting some good hydration in my body and not just the beer. But as a kid growing up, my parents had that food around, and I had a weight problem. And this was, in the 70s, early 80s, that kind of stuff. Probably early 80s, 80s, mid 80s. And I don't think there was that kind of realization as much.
There wasn't.
No, there wasn't.
They had a kid that didn't have good genetics, and they had a kid that had that tendency where he would grab onto a bad piece of food, and he wouldn't know when to say when. He would just keep, scarfing it down. So you got a kid like that, you got to keep it away from him. And, my parents didn't. And when I finally got that realization, and you turn 13, and people say things to you, you got a little bit of bullying or comments, and you want to get chicks, then you're okay, I'm going to shed the pounds. And when it was up to my own devices, I did.
Chicks is always a big thing for a lot of people. I know that when I was heavier, you wanted to. The one girl I was kind of talking to, it got back to me that she thought I was too heavy, but I needed it though. I know it was painful. It was mean.
But it helps, yeah.
But it got my ass moving, and I lost a shit ton of weight.
Yeah, that's a good motivator. And so,
if you go that way.
But the thing, and somebody brought this up today in the regular conversation, is a lot of times, whether it be an adult or a child, the child has to want to lose the weight before it's going to happen. If they don't see it being a problem and they don't care, then it's not going to be something that they're going to put the time into it. And when they get a chance, anywhere they get a chance, they're going to eat bad. And they're not going to want to exercise.
And nobody on the show said it was child abuse. We were just talking about the topic.
No, none of us did. We had a caller that said that it was. And there were some people that kind of went off on her about that. My thing, and I've even talked about, I dealt with it even with my son, Cannon, in my house, because I believe in that. I'm like going, I don't want to be that parent because I saw what my parents did. I don't blame them, but I've learned from it. And so I don't want to have that junk food around. I think my son is going to have the same tendencies I do. He has that. It's something weird, man. My dad does that. He drinks a lot of liquid, and he doesn't drink alcohol, but he just drinks a lot of liquid. I do the same thing, and Cannon is the same way, except he'll be drinking the chocolate milk, and he'll plow down like 3 chocolate milks like nothing.
It goes down so smooth, though.
It does.
It does.
It's delicious, and he's got the same tendencies. So I realized, okay, here we go. It's a generational thing. Probably if they looked into it, it's something genetic.
Yeah.
So that's why I was pressing on my wife and my mother-in-law saying, we got to stop feeding this kid the junk food. He went to the doctor. The doctor's like, this kid's got to lose some weight. And now I think they finally started taking it seriously. We threw away a lot of the stuff I've been trying to get them to do for a year and a half, and was screaming and ranting.
The doctor backed you up.
Yeah, the doctor, and he was kind of rude about it. That was the one comment they said. They're like, he was really kind of a dick about it. But I'm like, good. I'm glad he was.
There's definitely 2 schools of thought about all of that kind of stuff, about how to get people motivated. Some people don't like the mean approach. I found the mean approach, it fired me up. It made me, when people got me mad and would say shit to me, it made me want to get off my ass and do something about it. But that's not for everybody. Not everyone likes that approach.
Well, the thing for my kid was I realized, hey, the junk food was there. And look, if I don't have a realization of it and being thin is not important to me and I got a choice, either I'm going to eat something healthy or something that tastes good and it's junk food, I'm going to go for the junk food. Why would I not? I mean, that's kid rationale.
Sure.
And it makes perfect sense.
And most of the kids that are overweight don't lose it until they're grown and they're in their 18, 19, 20 range, and they start putting it all together like, oh, I can change this.
That's why I was trying to press upon my wife and my mother-in-law saying, look, this is your responsibility at this age. Eventually it's going to be his, but right now, this kind of food shouldn't be in front of him. We shouldn't be going out. I remember I used to get on my wife. She would take him to Chick-fil-A and get him stuff, but he would get what I call double ice creams. He would get a milkshake and an ice cream. And I'm like, why is he getting double? I'm like, you can't do that.
No.
And that was something she did. And when he started packing on the weight, that was the kind of stuff he was eating.
Double ice cream.
I'm like going,
for a kid, that's an amazing day.
Absolutely. But I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, that's 2 ice creams. That's 2 desserts. A milkshake and an ice cream. Like, you can't do that.
If he was skinny, bone, just skin and bones like some kids are, then it's not an issue. Let him have 2 ice creams. But if the doctor is even agreeing with you and saying that the weight thing needs to be something you guys pay attention to, you got to listen to the doctor.
His older brother Colin doesn't have a problem. His older brother Colin could have double ice creams every day, all day.
It's just genetic.
Yeah, he's just a skinny dude.
Luck of the draw.
Yeah, luck of the draw. So they finally did that. We've been working out with him. He's lost a good little bit of weight already, which is good. But so for that, I would just say, as a parent, try to learn, try to have awareness. And if nothing else, I'm not going to be down on somebody that doesn't. But if you see your kid getting there, hopefully you've read enough and you understand that when you put on more weight, health issues come with it, and you wouldn't want to see your kid going through health issues. And to me, that's just being an alert, astute parent.
And the kids are going to cheat from here and there, and they're going to go to a friend's house and have sweets, or they're going to buy something at school they shouldn't buy from the snack machine. That's going to happen. But at home, it's your responsibility to teach them how to eat healthy and do healthy stuff at home. Don't fill the house with bad stuff if you have a kid that's overweight.
And every situation's different. Every kid is going to be different. You got to judge whether or not your kid's going to have genetically weight kind of problems, and then you got to say, okay, what kind of food do we have in the house? How do I monitor his health and physical activity?
I knew that's gonna fire people off that topic. Anytime you're talking about kids and weight, and
it does. And my take on it is a lot of people. I understand. I mean, there are a lot of people that really do genuinely, and it's so baffling and so frustrating that people are eating healthy and working out, and they're still overweight, and you're like, what the hell, really? It's crazy, and that does happen. I'm aware of that as well. So I think everybody's just got to try. I mean, honestly, you feel so much better.
You do.
You get so much more out of life, and it's just so. I mean, you make your own decisions. You do what it is that you think is best. But I'll just tell you, a guy who's been all over the gamut of weight, you feel a lot better just physically, your awareness, and also your self-esteem.
For sure,
You
for
just
sure.
feel better.
I mean, there really is a runner's high. After you run and you sit down, there is something that happens to your body where you feel I don't know what it is kicking. Is it the endorphins? Is it what is it?
You're just happy it's over?
That's a big part of it. But I'll sit down and I'll physically go, oh man, I feel like I just had a drink or something.
Yeah, and so you just got to kind of like weigh all that stuff out, and you got to figure out what the balance is. I've been trying to do the water thing. I haven't gotten to the store yet to even get the water, but it's one thing I'm kind of like still shopping around. People are giving me ideas. I want to start upping the water level. I do notice, man, when I am hydrated and how much you really should drink in a day, I do feel a lot better. Like you're like, okay, I feel fantastic. Some other suggestions. Alyssa said there's a 25-ounce Swell bottle to keep up your water intake. They keep ice cubes and water cold all day. They're amazing.
Huh.
Micah said here that there is this smart bottle called My Hydrate. The bottle will actually track your intake and remind you when to take sips by sound or LED lights. You can see your progress, and it resets every 24 hours. But it does cost about $40, so a little steep. But if that's something so a lot of people are trying to do that. I mean, hydration is important for drinking water too. It's good because a lot of times you think you're hungry and you're not. You're actually just dehydrated, and your body is trying to tell you that it needs water. So they say a lot of times instead of running to go eat, go have a glass of water, give it 5 minutes. Just do that. They say that you would cut down about 30% of your calorie intake in a day if you wait 5 minutes, have a glass of water, and say, you know what, I'm okay. And you put it off.
How cozy it is when you're real hungry and you've got awesome snacks and stuff in the fridge. How great of a feeling is that, though?
It's awesome when you've worked out, when you've done everything right, and you know it's time to eat. And you got a great meal that you're like going, okay, this is badass. I got to tear this up.
Fucking fresh veggies. Hell yeah, man.
No, you can make a lot of good stuff. Let me see here. Other stuff going on here today. This is kind of interesting. I'm doing like the food meal thing right now too. So
or they deliver it to you.
Just in week 2. Yeah, I'm hoping that's going to help. They say that a lot of people are doing this. According to the USDA, for the first time ever, the amount of money spent eating out has surpassed what U.S. consumers spend on food at home.
Wow.
They say consumers are willing to pay a premium for increasing levels of convenience and on-demand. Globally, on average, they're willing to pay 14% more for online grocery delivery, 25% more for meal kits, and 30% more for prepared meals, and 55% more for restaurant takeouts.
Wow.
So how about that? People are just saying, you know what, screw it. I don't cook, don't want to cook, don't want to mess with it. And so they're going out to get their food.
Sometimes life is too short. You got to evaluate, what am I getting the most joy from? Do I want to be in the kitchen cooking for an hour, or do I want to just spend that time with my kids?
Yeah. All got to weigh it out. Figure out what your deal is. So there you go. We were talking about whacked out news story from South Beach. There was a fight between a hotel owner and somebody that owns a nightclub. Somebody was stealing towels. Mangoes was the nightclub that the hotel owner went over and stole some towels from. Greg sent us he actually was just at Mangoes. And he's like going, look at it, it's jumping. Sent a photo. So there you go.
Mangoes
Sunday
is
night,
fun.
Mangoes is going off.
They do have a crazy party there.
Yeah. Good little spot. A little bounce off there. You ever have that? I don't know what it is, man. A lot of people that, when I was a kid, I grew up and I idolized. Gosh, man, a lot of these people turn out to be dirtbags.
Uh-oh. Who now?
Pete Rose, know the story about him?
So how accurate is this? I saw this. This was back out during the spring training days, 1970s.
Pete Rose, a guy that when I was a kid growing up, he played for my favorite baseball team, and he was awesome because he put everything into it. He left it all on the field. He gave 100%.
Charlie Hustle.
Yeah, that's what his nickname was, Virginia, because he tried so hard. And then he got into gambling issues, and a lot of things were tainted. He used to have the Pete Rose Ballpark Cafe, and now a woman is claiming that Pete Rose had sex with her when she was a teen in the 70s.
Oh.
1973, she was only 15. He was 34. and he was married at the time.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what's going on here. That's a sworn statement that she has given.
Given for what? Is there some kind of lawsuit?
Yeah, there's somebody that's trying to, put up a mountain that's some kind of like court case that's going on. So he's trying to dig up as much dirt on Pete Rose as he can.
I think it's the same guy that was trying to get him with the betting too. I thought the guy had some history with Pete.
Pete Rose.
Look, this is not a news flash. Pete Rose is kind of known to be kind of a bit of a dirtbag.
Yeah, I didn't know about the whole chick thing, cheating on his wife, and he did confirm the affair, but he dates the affair to 1975 and says he thought the girl was well over 16, which is the age of consent in Ohio at the time.
I thought she was 16 and a half.
So he's trying to make it okay, but statute of limitations is long past, so
Look,
no criminal charges.
here's the thing about Pete Rose. For so long, the guy lied. I mean, blatantly lied to everybody. Now, I get a lot of it was self-preservation. He's trying to protect himself. But time and time again, Pete, did you gamble? Pete, did you do this? No. Then he finally says, oh, yeah, I did it, when he's got a book coming out. It's just his motives are always been... He's got critics, and I see why he has critics. He was a great baseball player, not necessarily a great man. But be careful who you judge, I suppose.
Shady guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's always had some shade to him.
Said the guy about to go to prison.
Who's entangled in shadiness.
Entangled in it. Yeah, somebody's loving watching you with your frosted tips getting all hard.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Somebody texted and said, tell Jaybird he's just better off just bitching up and requesting protective custody as soon as he hits the door.
When I get into jail?
Yeah, I wonder if they do that. Can you do that as soon as you get in there? Or
Yeah, get in there and go, do you know who I am? I'm famous Jason. I need to be in protective custody.
Oh, yeah. So famous. Yes, I do a radio show with the girl that does the dirt of the day. Virginia, ever hear of her?
Hey, whatever's going to keep you
I don't think I'm going
pristine.
I don't think I'm going to jail.
We hope not.
No, come on. I'm making calls. We're trying to do it. I just may have to leave right after work today.
Okay. All right. Well, you let me know what you need to do. I can't wait to find out more of the ongoing saga.
Are you going to go to testify dressed in that?
I mean, here's the way I look at it. If you come and give Goofy Radio Guy a subpoena while Goofy Radio Guy is doing Goofy Radio shit, it's on you, man.
Yeah, can you show up to court in an orange jumpsuit?
That's a
What would
great
happen?
question.
In fact, maybe you should try that out. See what happens. I mean, what's the worst they could say? Be going, hey, where are you from? Be like, no, this is what I wore in here.
You're supposed to respect the court and the courtroom. I think if the judge doesn't think it's funny or just wants to be a dick,
I'm done.
He
Then-
can totally toss you.
And I think you could add on.
Yes.
You get 100 days in the clink.
What if you wore the orange jumpsuit but you put on a tie?
I think that's double mocky. I think it was so mocky.
What if you show up dressed as a judge?
I love that.
That'd be great.
That's triple.
Get a judge costume.
I think you're like double dick on that one. I'm sorry.
Go in there and have a judge off. I hold you in contempt. No, I hold you in contempt.
Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Your Honor. No, I'm Your Honor, Your Honor.
Objection. No, sustain. I've always wanted to say that in court. Just go, objection, Your Honor, or sustain. I just want to say,
Just want to say it.
yes.
Yeah.
I love judge on judge. That's funny.
Judge on Judge is your best work. I like it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we got a lot of options here. This could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to hear back from them.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully I'll
Well,
have an
if they
update
were
tomorrow.
at your house last night trying to serve you, and then they came to your place of business today, you'll hear from them. They definitely want you.
Okay. I know a lot of people that want you.
I'm just so mad. I'm so upset about all of this.
Yeah.
Because you're right. Has nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with
Honestly,
you.
when they brought me to the deposition, I'm explaining shit. I go, I don't know if I'm even saying the right. I go, I was drinking a lot during that time. When they're talking about
Yeah,
the
right.
time, I go, because I don't remember that much. I was trying to remember, but I could have accidentally been lying. I don't even know.
Oh, no. What if you go back in and contradict all your things you said in deposition?
Very possible. It's very I didn't give this deposition. I gave it 14 months ago. I don't even remember what we did on the show today.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's tough to find out.
It's tough being hard.
Yeah.
I kind of like it a little bit. I get to
Yeah.
wear a costume. It's kind of fun.
It's good stuff. All right, that's going to do it for our Tuesday. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent and outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.